The reason why I'm here today, well, actually the entire week, is because we are gathering the company and, well, since we have the COVID thing, everybody's working from home. But now we're gathering and we're working together for the first time in a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason for doing that is that we need to transfer knowledge in between. Creating small teams, and we're trying to solve things and issues and challenges and creating scripts, applications and methods and things together. So it's a speed up process. Otherwise it will take a very long time to achieve the same thing. Therefore we gather together in a hackathon.
Yeah, and we do it cross-functional teams as well. So we have both the cybersecurity guys, we have the infrastructure experts, we have the developers. Everyone is here working together on the same projects and really contributing. It's a very nice moment to actually gather up together around the campfire and watch the Ignite show as well.
Yes, I'm really excited about the Ignite this year. There's a couple of reasons. Let me mention a few of them. Number one, so they start moving or transforming regular on-prem stuff to Azure. One of them being the Azure Stack HCI solution. So the Azure Stack HCI solution was formerly built and developed on Windows Server 2019 as a regular server. However, they are now moving that to a dedicated operating system, and they now call it Azure Stack HCI V2, next gen, whatever they want to call it. It's going to be called the same thing. It's just not built on Windows Server anymore. So they have a new operating system, which is more or less almost the same, but not the same. It's very close, but not the exact same.
But still one Windows.
Yeah, the thing is that when you move that, it's internal, right? So they move the team that used to belong for Windows Server, they move it to Azure. So now Azure have started to develop on-prem solution, which is weird because, you know, Azure is the cloud. No, Azure is more of a branding. Azure is more of the modern way. But since hybrid is now a fact, and we think and we believe that during this Ignite, hybrid cloud will be something that is normalized. It's not fantastic. It's not the new thing. It's not the legacy thing. It's more of the reality.
The ordinary.
Yeah, it's the standard. You run hybrid.
Yep.
It used to be everybody needs to move to Azure, or, well, nobody can move to Azure. It's black and white. And finally, everything is gray. I'm looking forward to hear more of other solutions that I already know that has the same message. It's a hybrid world. We're going to live in that for a very long time. We also know that all these hybrid connections, like the Cloud Management Gateway, Intune, things like that, together with Azure Stack HCI, all of them is the part that is being developed actively, all the connections between the on-prem and the Azure cloud. And they're adding a lot of new features to it that makes it easier for people to work from home. Because since COVID-19, the reality is that the home workforce has grown enormously, and there are challenges with that. Suddenly you can't just redeploy a machine because it's over there and there's no internet that is really good. They don't have cables, there's no VPN, there's no firewall. How do you protect the home users? How do you prevent them from happening in a bad situation? It's like, imagine everybody works from a store, or they work from a parking lot, or at home.
Coffee shop.
Coffee shop, exactly. Nobody's at home. So how do you prevent bad things from happening from devices? How do you prevent people from stealing names, passwords, credentials, data, storage? How do you maintain a mobile workforce that suddenly growed from a few people, like 50, to 5,000? Then tools needs to change, method needs to change, and mindset needs to change. It's not the same thing. I can't just walk up to a computer and hit F12 and redeploy it. It doesn't work anymore. How do you deploy across the internet? And all these things, we know they are coming, and we think that the plans for that will be presented during Ignite.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm very much here for the second part of what all you said. I mean, the cybersecurity stuff. I mean, Microsoft is one of the world's biggest R&D companies when it comes to security.
Yeah.
They have a huge R&D budget. A lot of the things that they actually do end up putting into general availability becomes the standard. So this is what people will have in their licensing, and they won't be using it, as we always see. So it's awesome for us to know all the new features, what's going to be included and not in different licensing models, how to use it and how you should use it, because that's something that we then need to take to the customers and really explain to them and show them what to do with it.
Yeah, and they're also going to realize that, hey, is there anything new coming up in the on-prem version of Exchange? No, it's nothing. It's going to work, right? It's going to be perfectly fine to use it, but all the new features is, cloud-based. And we have so many companies that go like, oh wait, we can't do cloud-based. Why? It's a security reason. Well,
actually now security is stronger than it is on-prem. So
so all these old ideas of it's either on-prem or everything in the cloud will go away, because all the new features that you have works with a hybrid. But the problem with hybrid is that you need to be on a certain level of system that you run on-prem. Otherwise the hybrid connection doesn't work. So do we have a lot of companies running Windows Server 2008? Yeah. 2008 R2? Yeah. Are they running unsupported operating system? Yeah, they do. So how do you get the Defender ATP client on a Windows? Well, you can't.
No.
It's too old. So a lot of companies will realize that all the development is around hybrid. And even if they do run a lot of things on-prem, they need to be on a certain level on-prem. Otherwise, the hybrid doesn't work.
Yep.
So somebody is going to watch Ignite and go like, oh my...
It's time now. Guys, it's time. We need to upgrade.
We really need to do this.
It's been time for some while, but now it's time.
Yeah. So, new features, hybrid, and the move from on-premises system to belonging to Azure.